Na vittena tarpaniyo manushyo. By the external wealth and attainment, man can never be satisfied. Now, what is happening in this case, if we analyze, then we can understand that actually when they went within, when they forgot all the external as well as the internal, their own personality also, the mind became absolutely calm. It was no more having any thoughts. That is the reason the bliss welled forth. That means getting the joy, we don't need any external material contact or interaction. The joy comes from within. The joy is a property of ourself. It is a natural quality, an attribute of ourself. That is why we often refer to Satchidananda about Atma. Although that is not the exact definition, but it is the closest definition. Atma we call Satchitananda. That Ananda is an attribute of the Atma. It always is welling forth from within. Now in meditation, if we get the joy, then will you again run after the external objects? We will not, because for joy we are doing it. If we sit and if we are joyous, then we will not have, we will no more be running around for that. Now what is happening is that they understood that whenever the mind is peaceful and calm, we are experiencing the joy which is a natural attribute of the self. But because our mind is always distracted, always disturbed, we are not able to feel it or perceive it. It is, the simple example is, suppose we have a lake on which the surface is disturbed, ripples are there. Even if the water is very clear, we will not be able to see the bottom because of the ripple. If the ripples subside and the water becomes absolutely stable, then we can see through the water the bottom. It is just like that. So when there is an intense desire for something, it subdues all other thoughts, anxieties, etc., and we are intensely wanting something. When that desire is fulfilled, by getting that object, the desire wave subsides, and at that time no other wave has come. Suppose the desire, the particular desire, we want, say, we want a building to be made, and we are too much desirous of the building, that is the intense desire in us. When the building is finally constructed and we are entering it, the desire wave subsides. We think that it is the fulfillment of the desire which has given us joy. But actually it is the elimination. When the desire is fulfilled, the desire is gone. No more the wave is there. So the mind is peaceful. That is why we are getting the joy. The moment another desire comes in, again the joy is gone. So it is the elimination of the desire that gives us the joy, not the fulfillment of the desire. So if we can eliminate the desire right in the beginning, then should we not always be joyous? That is what our people understood. That this joy as a natural coordinate, we don't have to have joy from any external object at all. He will immediately think that then where will be the motivation for work? That we have discussed enough last 2 days. I don't know whether I will be able to take it up here again, because I have to cover some more things. The motivation is not desire. The whole Bhagavad Gita discusses what should be the motivation. A comprehensive vision of the entire world and a comprehensive vision of our life. With that, we go on working as naturally as the whole nature is working. The flower is blossoming, it does not have any desire. Some flower is blossoming red, some flower is blossoming white, leaves are increasing in number, the tree is growing, the plants are growing, the rivers are flowing down to the sea is getting evaporated, the whole earth is moving around the sun in great speed, some galaxies are getting destroyed, some galaxies are getting born. The kind of activity going on in the universe we cannot even imagine. It's all free of desire, it's an activity in freedom. Like that, a human being also will flower forth with the additional quality of whatever he has of his self-effort, his selection, I will do this or do that or so, whatever, wherever lies his merits. According to his merits, according to the need of the circumstances, whatever situation is before him, he will go on working. He doesn't need the desire for that. We will, if time permits, we will come back on that again. Now this finding of that the joy is within, they got completely emotionally satisfied. That is emotional fulfillment. Because whatever we do to become happy. And our emotional fulfillment comes when we are happy. So when we find that the joy comes from within, then we are automatically, spontaneously, emotionally fulfilled. So one aspect of our personality gets fulfilled. Our personality has got two internal parts which spirituality deals with. One is the emotional aspect of our being, another is the intelligential aspect of the being. About the body, spirituality doesn't deal with, but it will automatically be looked after also. So the emotional fulfillment comes out of this discovery that I don't have to have any external object to get fulfilled, and that is how there was for certain time perhaps a diversion in the seeker's life, that they took to meditation and samadhi and remained in samadhi for very, very long time. Even now it happens because the meditative state is so joyous, they don't want to leave that joy and come out to the external world. They need further investigation and further knowledge to come out of the world and work also, remaining joyous, remaining happy. That part also we may not be able to deal with today. See, this topic we have given is very vast and how can we deal with in just 1 hour like this? But we will try to do as far as possible. The third discovery is the consciousness as knowledge as the source of the universe. Well, our scientists, the greatest scientists and Nobel laureates like Eddington, Einstein, Niels Bohr, all of them said that the Western science cannot get to the ultimate truth, the ultimate source of the existence. And they all referred to that the consciousness as it is discussed in the Indian scriptures, that must be the ultimate source of the whole universe. That they have referred, but they were not experimental scientists in this region. They were experimental scientists in the outer world, not in the inner world. So they have taken from the scriptures and they have supported that must be true. But our people, they experienced and deduced that this is the truth. That I have already explained, that when you come to the consciousness level, the whole world is only an appearance in the consciousness. So what is the ultimate truth, the source of the world? That is the consciousness alone. We are calling it knowledge because any knowledge we have, it is an appearance in the consciousness. Suppose this paper, truly speaking, this paper is a paper knowledge in our consciousness. I don't know whether I am clear when I say that. If you think a little, you will understand. Whatever I am seeing, this table, truly speaking, this table, finally we are knowing as a knowledge in our consciousness, knowledge in our mind, you can say, if it is easier for you. Everything, whatever we are seeing, even God, it is a concept formed in our consciousness. The chairs, the human beings, whatever we see, actually they are all knowledge. You are never coming within us. Suppose I am seeing you, what is that seeing? Some light is passing up to the retina, some effect is there. Thereafter it's all electrical signal, everything electrical signal. Then brain also is electrical signal. So where is the vision? Where is the sound? Different regions of the brains are getting excited and we are seeing the whole vision. Sound, lights, touch, everything we are having. Where are they getting from? Is it not in the mind? It is not. Is it not in the consciousness? Suppose in the dream, we are seeing exactly the same world. You may say that this is because in the memory those are there. Actually, how is the memory exciting this? Maybe the signal, suppose now I see the bag. This bag is causing some excitement in the retina, and finally in the brain some electrical signal is there which I am knowing as bag. In the dream, when I am seeing the bag, this external effect is not there because my eyes are closed. But the same signal is somehow spontaneously generated in the brain. That's an electrical signal. The similar electrical signal in the same spot in the brain, when it is generated, we are seeing the bag again. But I am feeling the touch of the bag, the color, the touch, the everything in the dream as we see in the wakeful world. If we take dream food, we get satiated by our hunger goes by taking the dream food. Getting up, we may feel again the hunger. That is different. But everything is happening in the dream as if they are all real. In fact, that is happening in the wakeful world also. Whatever signals, finally it is the signals in the brain which are generated. By that we are perceiving the world. The world perception is within our consciousness in the same manner. Only one is generated without any external body, outer signal from the body. Another is generated from within the body. That's all. But the perception is the same. It is the same knowledge. So in the consciousness, everything is knowledge. It is a bag knowledge, it's a table knowledge, it's a microphone knowledge, it's a human being knowledge, it's a hall knowledge, auditorium knowledge. It's knowledge and knowledge alone. There is nothing other than knowledge. Because knowledge alone is the universe. These are very high realization in the field of spirituality also. But I think we can at least appreciate intelligentially, I won't call it intellectually, intelligentially, we must be able to appreciate what it means. If you have got something, I will feel fulfilled about my effort. Is it so? Have you got something, or it's all just a jugglery of words, or you cannot make out anything of it? What do you feel? Huh? Convinced. Acha. Very good. Now we will try to. How much time do we have this session? You called it an interactional session, but without speaking, how can we have interaction? Up to 8:30 can we continue without any problem? The hall will be open. Okay. Because I wanted to come down to some practice level and our everyday experiential level, which will be of great value. What are the consequences of this discovery? First of all, this first discovery, as I said, the real identity. When we come to know this consciousness, the real subject, the real identity I, in that manner, we discover that we are immortal, because it is the subject which is perceiving all the changeful things in the world, changes outside as well as changes inside. The external world is always changeful. Any change, to see any change, there should be a substratum which is non-changing. Suppose the clock, the arms are moving over the dial. If the dial also moves with the arm, then we will not know the time at all. The change, even in the train you have found that to see the change, if one is moving, other has to be steady. Without a steady background we cannot see. When we are finding that about our concept, about our personality, in childhood we were not what we are now. The bodily realization will convince us and give us the experience that I, which I am referring to, is never changing. The body changes, the mind changes, the intelligence changes, that the consciousness, the revealer of everything, it never changes. So it is not affected by any change of the body, mind, intelligence, personality. So it becomes the immortal because it is beyond change. So this changelessness, it gives us great confidence. It relieves us from all fear. We become fearless. We feel great freedom because it relieves us of all bondage. We call about moksha, moksha, moksha. And what is moksha? Not to get born again. Where is the question of getting born again? And if when we say that I don't want to get born again, it means that I am not liking this life. Is it not so? If I say that I don't want to get born again, does it not mean that this life I am not liking? We just say, because the words are there, we just say without thinking about it. The real moksha is when we feel that we are not bound, we are not clinging to anything at all, we are free. That is the moksha. The bondage, whatever we are feeling now, what we want to do, we cannot do, what we want to be, we cannot be. Always we are under stress, tension, get relieved of all those things. We are under the pressure of our desires. When all those things go, practically, truly speaking, when all the desires go, we start feeling the freedom. No more bondage, no more fear of anything. So it gives us great confidence. Now suppose you may say it is all for the sages and sannyasis like you, Swamiji, we will not have the time to do it. You may not do it, but you can do at least certain things. We can have certain practice which will have great benefit in our active life also. People do meditation, and if they can succeed in meditation, they get great benefit. I can tell you, because in my working life, whatever I could do earlier, say, would take 8 hours, I could do it in 4 hours or 3 hours or even less, at least in 4 hours. All of you will be able to do. Because it puts the mind, it takes away all the tension, stress and all, it puts the mind in a very relaxed position. In that relaxation, the right things appear. Whatever to be done. Normally, we are working always under anxiety and tension, and we end up doing many things which need not be done at all. At the end of the day, if you really think, you will find that many things we have done which could have been avoided. Just being anxious or being worried about various things, we have done many more things. What happens is that our mind is set in a very harmonious condition, and we can work with much greater efficiency. I will talk about a little more of this practice, that if we can spend some time watching our thoughts, mark my words, watching our thoughts without getting involved in the thoughts. Normally what is happening? The moment the thought of the factory comes, you are already in the factory. You might be sitting here, but you are already on the floor, workshop floor, and you are directing this, that, because the thought has taken you away there. That means the thought of the factory came, immediately we got involved in it. Or the thought of the son came, immediately we are worried about what my son is doing, has he done this, or has he got into an accident. All those things we get in. We are always, the moment the thought comes, we associate our I-ness with the thought and start moving with the thought. That is what I call by getting identified, getting involved with the thought. If we can remain a witness to the thought, great will be the benefit, great will be the discovery. It need not be self-discovery, but that discovery also will be great. My Gurudev Baba had once given me the direction that he used to write very small sentences. One sentence only. I had written to him something. He replied in one sentence that, like a dead babur tree standing on the bank of a river, go on witnessing without reacting to anything. Some boats will pass carrying a marriage party. They are singing, dancing, beating the drums. The babur tree, especially, it's a dead babur tree where the leaves also will not move. It doesn't get into the river and get into the boat to go along with the marriage party. It remains aloof and just witnesses what is happening. Maybe the next moment another boat comes with a dead body. People are crying, wailing. The babur tree does not start crying or getting down with them to go to the smashana. Nothing happens. If we can watch like that dead babur tree, the thoughts coming and subsiding in our mind. One thought will come, subside. Another thought will come, it will subside. But the moment you get involved in the thought, it is gone. You start moving with that. One comes, subsides. One comes, subsides. Then what happens? You attain the witness bhumi, the state of witnessing everything. That is what our self is. The real self, the subject, or the soul is. So you may not have the self-realization, but this witnessing our thoughts, the thoughts have not gone. Here the thoughts have not subsided, but you have taken the position of the witness. That itself will take you very close to the self, because self doesn't move by the thoughts, it doesn't get touched by the thoughts. It always remains untainted, unchanging, unmoved. If you can do it, we have so many people we have instructed and they have come out with great results in one day sometimes. If you are successful in doing it, it will be a great result. It will give you such a relaxation. You will understand how we are spoiling our mind with embedded tensions. But it's a relaxation process. If we fight with the thoughts or fight to practice this, then the whole purpose will be lost. Any meditation, any meditative process is a relaxation process. We must keep in mind. If it becomes a fight, then it is better not to meditate. Meditating and trying to have self-realization or God realization or anything, but ending up as a tired soldier, it is better to avoid such meditation. It has to be a process of relaxation where the mind expands and it just simply becomes light like the space, like the sky, or it becomes zero, either way. So this will change our everyday life. We will discover various things in our mind. We will discover various truths about the world also. The knowledge of truth will dawn. But to know, because it is subjective, as I said, you have to do it to understand that it is so.